Help Africa unlock its full potential. Thousands left homeless as heavy rains hit Khanzi and surrounding villages.
And in sports, women candidate master Hutimile and Gariso crowned the 2025 BOTSWANA Youth Chess Champions.
Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Joining us a bit later on is Ntabuhang Semetlela with sports news. Good evening. The President, Advocate Duma Boko, says the integration of opportunities in key industries provided by the African Continental Free Trade Area hold the key to realize Africa's dream. Speaking on the sidelines of the ongoing AU Summit in Ethiopia this morning at the 8th edition of the Africa Business Forum panel discussion, President Boko shared how Botswana is making strides in the health sector, especially to expand the capacity and operational footprint of Botswana Vaccine Institute, BVI, to the region to provide the much-needed quality vaccines. Usililo Unkabitsi has more.
Boasting a combined population of over 1.3 billion, the African Continental Free Trade Area presents Botswana and 53 other African Union member states with a single African market valued at trillions of dollars. Botswana seeks to position herself in this marketplace through her various industries, including vaccine manufacturing.
We need to be able to identify and strengthen these channels of collaboration amongst African countries so that we are able then to have our product available on the African continent, because it will be quicker, it will be easier. We also have another very lively, robust entity which is called the Botswana Vaccine Institute, which has produced quality vaccines, especially in relation to foot and mouth disease. We've made these available to some of our neighbors in the region, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and we want to make these available and produce them now at scale and avail them to the rest of the African continent.
Advancing her regional footprint in the beef industry is also a strategic move for a country whose beef has for decades been globally reputed, yet has not derived maximum value from it.
Our beef, which is of the highest quality and standard, I doubt was ever available to any of the African countries. It was produced almost exclusively for the European market. And even there, you would never in any restaurant or facility find, as you will in relation to Japanese beef or Australian beef, that this is from Botswana. And we now have the African Continental Free Trade Area, with which we hope first to improve quite drastically our production. The Botswana Meat Commission, which has been the flagship entity that handles our beef, is almost comatose as we speak, and it has to be revived. And I'm raising this issue so that those who have the skills and the requisite resources might identify an opportunity in this area.
The African Business Forum also saw the signing of an agreement between the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa and the AFCFTA, which is critical to facilitating a seamless flow of trade within the continent.
Still in Ethiopia, one of Africa's leading investment companies, Africa 50, says it is exploring areas of investment in Botswana and across the continent. The company's executives, led by its Chief Executive Officer, Alain Ebosise, met with President Advocate Duma Boko and his delegation, who assured them that Botswana is open to investment and ready to engage. Established by the African Development Bank and African states, Africa 50 continues to bridge Africa's infrastructure funding gap by mobilizing public and private sector financing and infrastructure development. The company carries medium to large-scale projects that have a significant development impact with appropriate risk-adjusted return on investment. In a quest to strengthen Botswana's healthcare system, President Advocate Duma Boko had a bilateral meeting with the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation on the sidelines of the just ended 38th African Union Summit. The delegation, led by Professor Sinat Fiseha, the Director of Global Programs at the Foundation, supports efforts to build health systems by awarding funding. The meeting comes at an opportune time as many continental health systems need to augment healthcare resources following the executive order by the U.S. President Donald Trump to pull the plug on aid. In 2021, the foundation awarded Africa CDC a grant of $11.5 million to strengthen sexual and reproductive health. In other news, the FNBB Foundation has launched a Top Achievers program to sponsor top 5 learners from remote areas in Botswana to study at Delta Waters International School in Maung. When speaking at the official launch of the FNBB Foundation RADP Top Achievers Scholarship in Maung, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Child Welfare and Basic Education, Dr. Kekhonne Baipoledi, said he hopes the initiative will encourage other organizations to lend a helping hand at building the nation. Atlasaone Kinelwe reports.
Dr. Baipoledi says programs like this ensure that people transform their views towards building the nation with values and respect for human life sanctity. He pointed out that they are committed to providing equal access to quality and inclusive education to all children in Botswana for them to grow into global citizens.
Being given such an opportunity that you have been given, young people, take it serious. This is your key to the future. And may I call on all of us to rally behind these children and help them reach their dreams.
Government is committed to addressing issues such as inequality, promoting dignity, and empowering all marginalized communities. This approach places people at the very core of their own development. By adopting and upholding a human rights-based approach, it indicates that the government wants to accelerate the attainment of Botswana Vision 2036 of achieving a prosperity of all, including the realization of the Sustainable Development Goals. This approach ensures that everyone benefits from the same opportunities, regardless of their origin, regardless of their geographical location.
These scholarships are intended to give an opportunity to children from extreme remote areas of Botswana a chance to be in a nurturing educational environment.
Our top achievers defeated the odds. The areas that they come from, like basic facilities, are underserved somewhat, making them less conducive for learning. And the lesson here is where there is a will, there is a way. It is full scholarship up to the IGCSE, which covers tuition, boarding fees, transport and travel, sports fees, uniform, casual clothes, and a minimal monthly stipend.
I take this opportunity to thank FNB. I heard that if the kids do well in their studies here in Delta Waters International School, they will be sponsored further to tertiary education. So my children, grab this opportunity with both hands and work hard. The program was funded at an estimated amount of 1.5 million pula to sponsor students from extremely remote areas across Botswana into better education. Atlasaone Kinelwe, BTV News, Maung.
Special Economic Zones Authority, SEZA, has completed the feasibility study and the master plan that will turn Sowatown into a chemical manufacturing hub using abundant sodium resources found in the area. Briefing the Minister of Trade and Entrepreneurship, Mr. Tirayone Nzima, and Assistant Minister, Mr. Baratiwa Mathote, SAZA's Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Lonely Mogara, said they are ready to commence the project, having identified and designated the land for companies to set up on and secured investors.
BOTSWANA mine has products that have not been extracted that can turn the fortunes of the new government's dream of creating new jobs into reality using the large amounts of brine and soda ash found in the Makgadikgadi pans. SAZA is now working day and night to make sure that these products do not remain idle but are put into good use to add value to the local economy by setting up new industries.
We have started land expropriation, land identification, and we have also done the designation. We have done parallel work. We identify the investors. We have 3 bilingual that are interested. We can't speak in detail about them. The 3 bands in Kibuya Carbone, they are interested. They will be coming in Balibeleti chemical manufacturing, in the space water treatment, in the space cleaning products for factories.
So if we bring in a lot of chemical producers in this area and also food manufacturing facilities as well that can utilize the salt that we produce, but also the fertilizer potential that is also in our brines. If it's developed, it can also add a lot of value to the region, but also to the country.
The aspirations for SOA to be a chemical manufacturing hub dates back to 2019, and there were few gaps like upgrading infrastructure that caused the delay, as they needed to be completed before identified investors could set up shop in this tiny mining town.
Through a lot of collaboration with other sister organizations, Ritisamiti, Mosoa, and we will be working very hard to also augment your data networks and the power networks, so that the type of industries, chemical manufacturing plants, by the time the infrastructure is up to scratch.
Minister Nzima says bottlenecks that hinder the progress will be a thing of the past.
Mehela sene sentse se tshwere ne le gone di tsamaiso gongwe tse di ka ga pusong tsa gone go letelela go ntsha di license tsa gore batho ba tekano ba tle go simolla go dira.
What slowed down the progress of SOA Special Economic Zone was failure by the previous government to issue licenses for investors. And as the new government, we want to create jobs, and we are going to open up opportunities for investors. The straw of BOTSWANA mine by the Ministry of Trade and Entrepreneurship Leadership demonstrates the new government's commitment to enable the private sector to develop new industries that can create sustainable jobs. Bethany Manto, BTV News, SOA.
Heavy rainfall recorded at over 100 millimeters overnight has left 88 people from Khanzi stranded, with over 280 others in need of assistance in Digar. The Assistant District Commissioner in the Khanzi District, Dr. Boitumelo Molefane, says so far 110 people have been evacuated and provided with temporary shelter. Angela Enosa with the story.
The long-awaited rain started pouring in Khanzi Township and surrounding areas from Thursday last week and shows no signs of letting up, leading to flooding in some areas. Officials are on the ground to assist those in need.
Re leka go phampa metsi in the areas tse e leng gore di na le metsi di jarata jaaka le di office tsa puso.
We are trying to pump water from homesteads where water is flooded, as well as some of the businesses and other government premises which have been affected by flooding in the township. I would also like to give gratitude to the business community which joined forces with us to address this issue, as they offered us trucks which we used to drain water from various areas around town. We'd like to caution parents to ensure their children do not play in the water, more so that we have been battling a diarrhea outbreak and we do not want the children to catch any diseases because they played in contaminated water. The clouds remain pregnant with rain, and families who have been badly hit are left in the lurch, desperately wishing the rain will loosen up before they cause more damage to their food and belongings. We last experienced this in 2008 and now we are back here again. This is a lot of water. We are so shocked at the amount of rain we received. We are worried that the rain is coming again and we hope we would have been assisted by then. The stormwater drainage is a problem which I feel needs to be addressed as soon as possible. There has to be a thorough assessment of these roads so that the proper solutions are implemented. The poor stormwater drainage system in the township is said to be the root cause of all this flooding. We do not have proper stormwater drainage systems in the township. There's a lot of flooding whenever it rains because the township is located on what we call a pan, which results in water just sloping off to one side whenever it rains heavily. Another thing which causes this flooding is the fact that Kranzi has a very high water table. We are, however, working on a master plan design for the stormwater drainage project, which will have been included in the ongoing Block 1 to 6 and 7 infrastructure projects currently underway in the township. We are hoping this project will see the light of day in the NDP 12 as we consider it a priority project.
Priority in the district.
Council officials reveal that once the stormwater drainage project takes off, there will be less flooding in the township. Meanwhile, rain clouds once again gather and the sky still overcast. These families can only hope that the rains do not fall heavily, lest they are left with nowhere to lay their heads. Angela Enosa, BTV News, Kranzi.
You're still with BTV News at 9. The area member of parliament for Takatokwani, Mr. Jacob Kilibeng, who's also the Minister of Sports and Arts, has reaffirmed government's commitment to supporting the agricultural sector by securing lucrative markets for farmers. Mr. Kilibeng was addressing a Khotla meeting in Motokwe recently. Lizzie Klaas has more.
Kalahari district is one of the local districts that is more focused on farming. However, farmers have expressed their concerns regarding shortage of markets for their produce, which leads to lower returns after the harvesting period. Therefore, Motokwe farmers has made a plea for the government intervention in this matter. I realize that farmers from this side, they are into unprofitable farming. There is no way to market their farm produce because even those who buy from us like Bump, they buy our produce at a lower price and sell them with a large margin. Let our customers buy our produce direct from our farms. We will provide storage for them. As the new administration, we came into conclusion that we will find a market for farmers where their produce can be bought with fair and profitable market prices. The initiative will be called Commodity Trading Platform, where trading will be carried out easily. Meanwhile, farmers also expressed concern about the insects that causes a great damage to their crops. We have a great concern of a worm that causes massive damages to our crops. We have an extension officer who we normally showcase these things to. I had a worm with me to show it to the extension officer. I guess it would be much easier since he attended the meeting as well. You should visit the extension officer to acquire knowledge on how to deal with this issue. But I urge you to form associations where you'll be able to buy sprays in large amount to spray your field at the same time, because that way it will be much easier to control these pests and insects since they normally move from the sprayed area to the unsprayed. On other issues, the residents plead for the development such as the construction of a senior school, internal roads, and to be helped out with perseverance and warm hearts in the government departments, more especially the Department of Land Board. Lizzie Klaas, BTV News, Motokwe.
Medupi Mining Services Director Mr. Phatsimo Molusi has revealed that the 3 cubic litre borehole they handed over to Mogale Junior Secondary School in Maokani near Jwaneng will address water shortage that has been disrupting learning. The village leadership and residents appreciated the borehole, which was drilled and completed at the tune of 550,000 pula. Makharebe Nkwani with the report.
For years, Mogale Junior School has struggled with inconsistent access to water, impacting daily operations and the well-being of learners. The 3 cubic borehole is set to transform the situation, providing a sustainable solution to the schools and community water wars.
Project e ka kwano e tlhophilwe sentle kana go e tshwanetseng ka gore currently we are running a problem.
This project came at an opportune moment because we have a challenge of water scarcity. We have some boreholes in this area, but water supply is not enough. We see this as a welcome development, as the little water in Mogale borehole will play a vital role for students who are our primary target, as well as the entire community.
Our primary target. Otherwise, rona batsadi ha kere re khona go bona gore re ka itira yang ko motseng.
Re le ba education ba gaetso re lebogile mme bile re batla go le gakolla gape gore education is the cornerstone of our society. It shapes not only individual futures but also the future of our country. It empowers our youth to dream big, to strive for greatness, and to contribute positively to our communities. In Botswana, investing in education is investing in a brighter tomorrow.
Mogale is blessed. This project is indicative of the culmination of dedication of our team, our partners, our stakeholders in ensuring access to potable water.
Medupi Mining Services Director Mr. Phatsimo mentioned some challenges they encountered during drilling, which contributed to project delays. Our borehole project success will not benefit Mogale and Maokane schools only. Mogale admits students from 9 wards in the district, covered by 4 members of parliament, meaning that this borehole will have a great impact.
Bogogi ba rona ba nna hatsi ba thulansana ditlhogo ba tlaka tharabollo e leng goreng ke eng project e ka reng re ba.
Our leaders sat down and identified this as a priority project. As Botswana, who are well aware of the needs of communities residing near Jwaneng, we came up with the one that can leave a long impression. And finally, water shortage was among others. We identified in Mogale Junior at Maokani village and needed to address.
Ari sieleng batho ba Maokani, batho ba Mogale, are ba sieleng metsi.
Meanwhile, Mogale Junior School is faced with other challenges like shortage of mattresses in students' hostels and chalkboards, calling for stakeholders for assistance. With this new water source, Mogale Junior School is now better equipped to focus on what matters most, providing quality education to its students. Makharebe Nkwani, BTV News, Maokane.
In international news, the U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has arrived in Saudi Arabia to start talks aimed at ending the war between Russia and Ukraine. Reportedly, the talks would take place on Tuesday in the Saudi capital, Riyadh. The talks comes after a phone call between U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin last week. However, Ukraine seems not to be a part of the talks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is said to have no plans to meet Russian or U.S. officials. However, he arrived in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, on Sunday and said he intends to visit Saudi Arabia and Turkey. Up next is Ndabugang Sebetlela with your sport news.
Thank you very much, Khomuzo Mapani. Now, Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me, Ndabugang Sebetlela. Ms. Kibalibile Ramonso said the newly formed Khanzi Athletics Club has started training as they aim to attract out-of-school youth around Khanzi who have interest in athletics to explore their talent. Let's compile this report.
Coach Ramonso said the aim is to identify and nurture talent, especially for out-of-school youth who are roaming on the streets. She went on to say the team has been training for 4 months now, and she's impressed with the turnout of the athletes.
Banaba ke ba khobokantse yana ka lorato la sports hela gore ne ke bona ba le hong ko ntehela ko ba sa dire sepe.
I formed this team after realizing that there's a lot of talent in our region, but athletes have nowhere to go. We have 38 athletes from Khanzi Township so far, and 20 of them consistently attending the training.
But for sure, can I let 20 is consistent in Naeta almost every week.
Ramonso said currently the main challenge is resources, and she pleaded with the individuals and business to sponsor the club.
Tota gompieno ga nka ka rena le sponsora ke thuswa ke molaodi le council secretary, and thanks to Tau Grading, our first trip.
Currently we do not have a sponsor. We get help from Office of the District Commissioner and Khanzi District Council. Our last trip to participate in athletics events was sponsored by Tau Grading. We plead with potential sponsors to help us with training kit and running shoes.
They need them and have that confidence.
Training is done during the week at Khanzi Senior Secondary School in the afternoon and open for everyone to come for trials. Lesego Mokwaisi, BTV Sport, Khanzi.
Women candidate Master Maya Utimile and Naubakwe Kagiso are the winners of the 2025 Rababona High Youth Chess Championship, which was held at Singwen Primary School in Muchudi, in the girls and boys under 16 categories, respectively. So Malepa has the full story.
The tournament, which attracted over 60 participants, saw women candidate Maya Utumile dominating the girls under 16 category, winning 4 matches, drawing 1 and registering 1 loss to collect 6 points and securing the top spot in that category.
Everyone in the section played very well. It wasn't easy to win some of the games. Also, the ones that I've lost, I've learned a lot from it. It's a learning experience playing with these strong players. And also, what I've learned is that we shouldn't underestimate or overestimate opponents, because that messes with the psychology, and chess is a very psychological game.
The fiercely contested under 16 boys category, Aubakwe Kagiso emerged the champion after winning all his 6 matches. When I heard there was a Rababona tournament coming up, I started preparing. During the tournament, I realized there was a lot of competition from other players. This is the first time I won my matches consecutively in a tournament. In the under 10 boys results, Amar Kaboyone was crowned the winner after winning all his 7 matches.
The strategy was simple. I'd just get a good opening, and I'd try my best to protect my king.
Despite the challenges posed by intermittent rain during the tournament, the organizers expressed satisfaction with the overall participation.
The tournament was successful, though the turnout in nearly because of the weather.
Though we had a low turnout due to the downpouring rains, the tournament was successful. We expected athletes from Gaborone and surrounding areas should participate. Our intention is to spread the sport across the country, even in rural areas. but unfortunately, we are financially challenged.
Our lady primary. Our intention is to go as far as Boseronga, Shakawe, Bokasani, Botsabong, Bokang, Bohukunzi. Center like I'm saying, challenge ke mat. These are the things they already did wrong.
In other results, La Bosakhaisi won the under-12 category, while Rorisa Motshekwa took the girls' title. Vanya Kaboyaone and Sabahankele and the under-8 champions, while Kefense Mohomuzi and Melissa Utumile triumphed in the under-14 category, while Murray Aone and Huitsi Mudimoratladi are the winners in the under-18 category. Tsarofatso Malepa, PTV Sport, Muchudi.
So, Fatso Malepa bring us to the end of our 9 p.m. sports update. Now back to Khomozo Mapani to remind us of our top leading stories. Good evening.
President Advocate Duma Boko says integration of key industries will help Africa unlock its full potential. Thousands left homeless as heavy rains hit Khansi and surrounding villages.
And in sports, women candidate master Hutimile and Gariso crowned the 2025 Ravana High Youth Chess Champions.
Ntabogang Semetlela bringing us to the end of our news bulletin this Monday evening. Topo Taposa was interpreting in sign language. Up next to see weather update, BTV News, Ikanyarona.
Good evening, welcome to today's weather forecast. My name is Neo Atin. Wet conditions are still persistent over most parts of the country. And before we even look at tomorrow's weather forecast, let's just quickly look at some of the rainfall records we had this morning. 120 millimeters at Chobokwani Animal Insemination, 115 at Ngojani Animal Insemination, 110 at Bere Primary School, 104 at Karakubis Primary School, 100 millimeters at West Hanahai Primary School, 90 millimeters at Calfontaine Primary School, 66 millimeters at Ngojani Meteorological Station, 60 millimeters at Kanahas Primary School, 55 millimeters at Mugobani Primary School, 50 millimeters at Gweta Police Station, State House, and Martin Drift Police Station. 48 millimeters at Kumakwani Primary School, 45 millimeters at Kloanem Primary School, 40 millimeters at Tlareselele Primary School, Bizani BDF Camp, and Musu Primary School. 38 millimeters at Tamara Police Station, 36 millimeters at Neos Farm in Tlokweng, 35 millimeters at Gaborone Game Reserve, 33 millimeters at Mokolodi Primary School. Other stations recorded less than 33 millimeters. While looking at the current satellite picture, cloudy conditions are still visible over most parts of the country, and this bluish color shows some of the developing thunderstorms which have started to give us rainfall in some of the areas. We are also expecting these thunderstorms to shower and continue to give us rainfall this evening. Tomorrow on Tuesday, cloudy conditions are expected countrywide with scattered thunder showers over Khansi, Ngamiland, Chobe, Central and Northeast. Over Kalahari, Southern Southeast Gauteng, fairly widespread thunder showers are anticipated. And due to these heavy rainfalls, the public is advised to take precaution. In the morning hours, temperatures will be warm over Khansi, Kalahari, Southern Southeast Gauteng, ranging between 16 degrees Celsius at Good Hope to about 19 degrees Celsius at Lepepe. Over Ngamiland, Chobe, Central and Northeast, hot temperatures are expected ranging between 20 degrees Celsius at Francistown to about 22 degrees Celsius at Kasani. In the afternoon, temperatures will be mild over Kalahari, southern southeast Gauteng, Kwene, ranging between 23 degrees Celsius at Good Hope to about 26 degrees Celsius at Tshwane. For Gauteng, Gamiland, Chobe, central and northeast, warm temperatures are anticipated, ranging between 27 degrees Celsius at Silebe-Pikwe to about 29 degrees Celsius at Maun. As we continue with the weather forecast, particularly for Wednesday and Thursday, over southern southeast Gauteng and Kwene, cloudy conditions are expected with fairly widespread thunder showers. And in the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected on Wednesday, and on Thursday, mild temperatures are expected. For Ranzi and Kalahari, cloudy conditions are expected with scattered thunder showers on Wednesday, and on Thursday, isolated thunder showers are anticipated. And in the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected. For Chobe and Gamiland, cloudy conditions are expected with scattered thunder showers and warm afternoon temperatures. For central and northeast, cloudy conditions are anticipated with fairly widespread thunder showers, and in the afternoon, warm temperatures are expected on Wednesday, and on Thursday, mild temperatures are anticipated. Well, that is all that I had from the weather desk. Until we meet again next time, same place. Good night.